How is it possible for Elon Musk to have built 4 multi-billion-dollar companies by his mid-40s, each in a different field: software, energy, transportation, and aerospace? To explain Musk's success, many have pointed to his heroic work ethic. He regularly works 84-hour weeks, and his incredible resilience. However, it's important to note that many individuals possess these traits as well. So, what sets Elon Musk apart? The answer lies in his exceptional ability to develop and apply mental models. A mental model is an explanation of how something works. It is a concept, framework, or worldview that you carry around in your mind to help you interpret the world and understand the relationship between things. For example, supply and demand is a mental model that helps you understand how the economy works, while game theory is a mental model that helps you understand how relationships and trust work. We all have our favorite mental models, the ones we naturally default to as an explanation for how or why something happened. As we grow older and develop expertise in a certain area, we tend to favor the mental models that are most familiar to us. Here's the problem: when a certain worldview dominates your thinking, you'll try to explain every problem you face through that worldview. This pitfall is particularly easy to slip into when you're smart or talented in a given area. Consider this example from biologist Robert Sapolsky. He asks, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" Then he provides answers from different experts. If you ask an evolutionary biologist, they might say, "The chicken crossed the road because they saw a potential mate on the other side." If you ask a kinesiologist, they might say, "The chicken crossed the road because the muscles in the leg contracted and pulled the leg bone forward during each step." If you ask a neuroscientist, they might say, "The chicken crossed the road because the neurons in the chicken's brain fired and triggered the movement." Technically speaking, none of these experts are wrong, but nobody is seeing the entire picture either. Each individual mental model is just one view of reality. The challenges and situations we face in life cannot be entirely explained by one field or industry. Similarly, in physics and engineering, there is no single flawless explanation for the entire universe. However, the best mental models from these disciplines have enabled us to build bridges, develop technologies, and explore outer space. As historian Yuval Noah Harari puts it, scientists generally agree that no theory is 100% correct. Thus, the real test of knowledge is not truth, but utility. The best mental models are the ideas with the most utility. They are broadly useful in daily life. One such mental model that has gained significant attention in recent years is Elon Musk's first principles thinking. Here's a quick example from Elon Musk during an interview with Kevin Rose on how this works.
First principles is kind of a physics way of looking at the world. And what that really means is you kind of boil things down to the most fundamental truths and say, okay, what are we sure is true or as sure as possible is true? And then reason up from there.
In layman's terms, first principles thinking is basically the practice of actively questioning every assumption you think you know about a given problem or scenario, and then creating new knowledge and solutions from scratch, almost like a newborn baby. Here's how he does that.
Somebody could say, in fact people do, that battery packs are really expensive and that's just the way they'll always be, because that's the way they've been in the past. You're like, no, that's pretty dumb, because if you say, okay, what are the material constituents of the batteries? So break that down on a material basis and say, okay, if we bought that in the London Metal Exchange, what would each of those things cost? Like, oh, geez, it's like $80 per kilowatt hour. Mm-hmm. So clearly, you just need to think of clever ways to take those materials and combine them into the shape of a battery cell, and you can have batteries that are much, much cheaper than anyone realizes.
Essentially, first principles thinking accelerates learning by stripping away unnecessary information, focusing on core concepts, and gaining a deeper understanding of the subject. It helps you develop a unique worldview to innovate and solve difficult problems in a way that nobody else can even fathom.